Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Don't change your channel because this is not Hari Raya announcement. Okay, because this is the pack I got. Okay, good evening to everyone who is currently watching us from both Facebook and YouTube live. Hi, I'm Mr. Shafiq, your host for tonight's session. Since the past few days, starting from Monday, we already had 3 different series of talks specially made for SPM 2020 candidates, and all of them are presented by Delta. Alhamdulillah. I would like to thank everybody who had been with us since the first day. You rocks. Just in a few minutes time, we're going to have our last series, which is going to be on improving English language quality in essay writing. Therefore, I have the speaker with me right now in the studio, not yet visible to you, a speaker who actually don't need any kind of introduction since he is already well known, or may I say a popular figure in Kedah. And I believe he's also expanding his territories in other states as well. He's currently serving in SMK Sultan Badlishah, Kulim, Kedah, and had numerous academic contributions. Maybe I need an hour to list down all of his contributions. So we skip that part, okay? Okay, but I can still recall some of the things he had done, some of the techniques he had introduced, some of them Vanessa, My Q, Kona, Goreng, 7 My, Q Scope, and many more. It will take like maybe forever if I need to mention all of them. So, without wasting more of your time, I would like to welcome tonight's speaker, the one and only Mr. Zanurin bin Mohamad Safar, President of Delta. Hi, sir.
Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Thank you for
warahmatullahi
your
wabarakatuh.
generous introduction, Shafiq.
Bodek. Okay, sir, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
glad to hear that because we need you tonight. Okay, we need you tonight. Seriously. Okay, you look good today. You looks very presentable. Okay, I can imagine Makcik Nohayati is taking picture of you right now. Okay, and you seem really eager to start. Are you ready, Mr. Zanri?
Yeah, inshallah.
Okay. Maybe you can give a bit of insight what you're going to focus today.
Yeah, definitely, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I will be focusing on improving language quality in essay writing, particularly continuous writing in SPM 1119 paper.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Zanurin. So, you don't need to see me here. I need to remove myself. And Mr. Zanurin, the screen is all yours. Okay, see you.
All right, thank you. Once again, thank you so much, Mr. Shafiq. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening. Okay, to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, I believe there are some teachers and definitely there are also some SPM candidates who join us tonight. And with us, we also have behind the scene, Madam Noor Sharida and also Madam Pritiba. Thank you so much, ladies, for supporting our host, Shafiq. All right. And if you are English teachers, ladies and gentlemen, I hope the tips and strategies which I will be sharing tonight, you will share them with your SPM candidates. And if you are SPM candidates of 2020, boys and girls, I really hope you would focus, try to understand, and definitely apply the tips and strategies which will be shared. All right, do not worry. You can download this PowerPoint presentation. Not only that, you can also download the materials which I will be sharing later. You can go to my blog, okay? after the session. Okay, I will upload after the session. And how to go to my blog? Yeah, the address is there, but to make it easy for all of you, you just need to type my name, Zanurin. Okay, my full name, of course, Zanurin bin Mohamad Safar, but you just type Zanurin. A number of things will appear, okay, in the search engine, but the first thing would be my blog. All right, then you can feel free to download the materials. Now, okay, we are going to start the session. All right. Okay. I would prefer to address all of you, the candidates of SPM 1119, as boys and girls. All right. Okay. Even though there are teachers here, but I think I should give more emphasis on the learners themselves, on the candidates. All right. First of all, what do we mean by language quality in your essays? All right, in paper one, you know, of course, there are two essays, directed writing and continuous writing. So what do we mean by language quality? Why must you improve your language quality? That is the second question. The third question, what should you focus on? Yeah, what should be focused on to improve your language quality? And we know the time is limited. For sure, we know your SPM examination is just around the corner. So the next important question, boys and girls, what can you do to improve your language quality? What else can be done? Or how to improve your language quality within this limited period of time? All right. So there are four big questions here. Definitely, I will be answering these questions. All right. So stay till the end. Definitely, inshallah, you will get all the answers. All right. Now, tonight, boys and girls, I will be sharing 5 tips how to improve your language quality. However, before I share with you the strategies or what can be done to improve your language quality or how can you improve your language quality, we are going to look at tip number 1. Know the minimum score for essay writing in SPM 1119. We need to look at the marks. All right? Now, when we talk about quality essays, definitely we are talking about at least a B plus. So look at the first 2 rows. The first row, in order to get a B plus, you need to get at least 24 marks for your directed writing. And then for your continuous writing, you need to get at least, all right, the minimum score of 25 marks. And definitely later, I'm going to tell you what does it mean if you get 25 marks. And I will also be sharing with you how to ensure you get at least 25 marks. And when we talk about B plus, definitely who should aim for B plus? It should be the candidates, all right, who at present, perhaps your performance, your grade is C plus or B. All right. Let's say currently you get a B or you get a C plus. Boys and girls, you need to improve your language quality, all right, so that at least you get a B plus. All right, A minus. So if you look at the slide or the screen, what is the minimum mark for A minus for continuous writing? Okay, continuous writing, definitely it is shown there 29 at least, or the minimum mark is 29. Now what about A? 34. So boys and girls, if you aim to get an A, if your target is to get a grade A, then you must make sure your continuous writing is more than 30. perhaps 33, 34, then you do stand a good chance to get an A. All right. However, all of you must understand, in order to get an A, you must also perform well in the other sections. All right, in both papers. All right. Now, what about A plus? For A plus, okay, is 41. 41, the minimum score. All right, and 41 is in band B. Okay, the mark ranges from 38 to 43. All right. Okay, so what is the conclusion here? After looking at all these minimum scores, all these minimum marks. All right. Okay, number one, what you must understand, boys and girls, you must know that your current essay mark you must know your current essay mark, and you must also know what is your targeted mark. All right. Okay. Number two, it is important for you to know and understand that your essay mark, especially continuous writing and definitely directed writing, okay, the mark is related to your language quality. All right, whether your mark is 25, whether your mark is 35, okay, both marks are related to your language quality. And the third conclusion that you should be able to make is that you need to prepare towards your targeted grade. Now, if I asked you, boys and girls, is it too late? Is it too late for you to try anything to achieve your targeted grade? I don't think so. We still have time, boys and girls. We still have time. All right. Okay. Now, tip number two. Tip number two, once again, before we go to the tips or strategies to improve your language quality, to me, it is very significant for you to understand the assessment criteria for writing. Because when you understand the assessment criteria for writing, then you will see what do I mean by language quality. Remember, one of the questions which I asked earlier at the beginning, at the introduction, okay, what do we mean by language quality? So boys and girls, focus, you will get the answer, okay, as I explain later. And I'm pretty sure you have seen the assessment, the writing assessment criteria set by Malaysian Examination Syndicate. All right, if I ask you right now, okay, definitely I would love to get your feedback. Okay, how many assessment criteria are there? Is it 10? Is it 5? As SPM candidates of 1119/1, paper 1, boys and girls, you must know how many assessment criteria are there. All right. Okay, if you are not sure, no problem, don't worry. We will explore. I will explore, I will explain. Okay, we will explore together and I will explain to you. All right. This is taken from band A. All right. Which is 44 to 50 marks. Band B, 38 to 43 marks. Okay, definitely there are actually 7 assessment criteria. Okay, the first one is language accuracy or grammar. Number 2 would be, as seen on the slide, vocabulary. The third one, sentence structures. Number 4, punctuation. Number 5, spelling. All right, punctuation is about your full stop, your comma, your capital letters, your small letters. Okay, number 6 would be how you organize your ideas. All right, your organization of ideas. Okay, the way you write your paragraphs. And number 7, the 7th assessment criterion, boys and girls, would be the topic or the content of your essay, which should be interesting. All right. Okay. So band C, 32 to 37 marks. D, this mark. E. All right. This is the overall assessment criteria. However, let us focus on this. Okay. So that you understand clearly. All right. Now, the first assessment criterion, okay, according to Lembaga Peperiksaan, language accuracy or your grammar. All right, we are going to go through. Okay, I must make sure you understand what Lembaga Peperiksaan wants, what the examiner wants to see if you target to get at least an A minus. All right. Okay, we look at Band A. Band A, 44 to 50 marks. Okay, Lembaga Peperiksaan says your language is entirely accurate. Okay, maybe there are occasional first draft slips. All right, to make it easy for you to understand, boys and girls, okay, I would say there are roughly 90%. Okay, 90% of what you write should be perfect language, error free, no mistake. All right, then we look at band B. Okay, band B. Okay, Lembaga Peperiksaan says your language is accurate. Okay, there are still errors. Okay, so roughly about 80% of what you write, okay, should be perfect, error free. All right, band C. Band C, 32 to 37 marks. Lembaga Peperiksaan says your language is largely accurate. Now, largely, that's how I came out with this percentage. All right, just for a guide. All right, boys and girls, to make you understand better, to make you to be able to see the differences, okay, among each band. Okay, so for band C, in order to get a mark from band C, your grammar should be largely perfect, largely accurate. So when the word largely is used, that's how I conclude. Perhaps it is about 60%. All right, about 60% of what you write must be perfect. Now, what about band D? All right, 26 to 31 marks. And if you remember, boys and girls, the minimum score for your A minus just now, which I showed, falls under this band. What's the mark, the minimum mark for your continuous writing? If you wish to get at least an A minus, yes, definitely 29. Okay, the minimum score is 29. And what does the examination syndicate say? Your language is sufficiently accurate. Now, what does it mean by sufficiently? All right, the meaning here is satisfactorily. So, to make your grammar, your language is about 30% and perhaps 40%. Okay, perfect. 30 to 40% of what you write, boys and girls, must be error free. And last one, band E. Okay, band E, which is 20 to 25 marks. Okay, this is what is stated in the assessment criteria given by Lembaga Peperiksaan. Meaning is never in doubt, but errors hamper reading. Now, some of you are actually here. All right, maybe you get 24 marks, maybe you get 25 marks for your continuous writing. So what does it mean? You must understand what it means. Okay, first of all, there are two parts here. So the first part, meaning is never in doubt. Boys and girls, here It means that whatever essay that you write, whether you write a descriptive essay, a narrative essay, or an argumentative essay, the examiner has no problem to understand what you write. Okay, that is the meaning is never in doubt. All right, but what is the problem? What is the issue here? Okay, the second part says errors hamper reading. Now, the meaning of hamper is slow down. All right, try to imagine this, boys and girls. When the examiner marks your essay, okay, she will have a red pen in her hand. So whenever the examiner sees an error, she has to stop reading and then underline the error. So the more error she sees, okay, she finds in your essay, she has to stop more. Okay. So when the examiner has to stop many times, that is how her reading of your essay is slowed down. That is how she cannot read your essay fast. Because whenever she sees an error, she has to stop, underline. All right. So, in other words, boys and girls, here you are able to write. You can write essays. However, errors are frequent. Perhaps almost in every sentence that you write, you have errors. So, boys and girls, if you look carefully at this slide, let's say you are in band E, you have a chance to get a B plus. And in fact, you have a chance to get at least an A minus. Uh, But there is one condition here. You must reduce errors. All right. Let's say from having frequent errors, okay, let's say your mark is 25. From having frequent errors, you must go to band D. You must have more error-free sentences. Only then, that is the only ticket to allow you to go to band D. All right, let's say now you are in band D. Okay, perhaps your mark is 27 over 50. So when you improve your language quality, and in this case, okay, when you improve your grammar, okay, you have a chance to go to a higher band, that is band C, the nearest, the closest to band D. Okay, so how? You have to make sure there are at least 60% perfect language. All right, that is the first part. Okay, the first criterion. Okay, for a writing assessment, language accuracy, that is grammar. So what can we conclude here, boys and girls? All right. Okay, please understand this clearly. The more errors you have, your essay mark will be lower. All right. Therefore, to improve your language quality, and here we are talking about grammar, there must be lesser errors in your essay. All right. Uh, and with that, I have also answered why is it important for you to improve your language quality? Definitely, it is for your better mark, for your higher mark, and for your A minus, A or A plus. All right. Now, boys and girls, assessment criteria is not only about grammar. Okay, according to Lembaga Peperiksaan Malaysia or Malaysian Examination Syndicate, the second most important criterion is sentence structures. Now, let us understand this. Now, Band A. Band A, the examiner who marks your essay wants to see your varied sentence structures, meaning your sentences are of different types. For Definitely, I will share with you, okay, what do I mean by different or varied sentence structures? All right. Now you understand this first. Okay. What would happen if your sentences are only simple? What would happen to your mark, or what mark you will get if you use different types of sentence structures? Definitely, if your sentence structures vary in length and type, your mark will be in band A, 44 to 50. Okay. But if your sentences only show some variation, it will be in band B. Okay. And we look at band E. What if you only write simple structures in your essay? These will be your mark. All right. So at this point of time, boys and girls, you must understand the second important criterion under your language quality, which is what? Yes, sentence structures. What is number one? Language accuracy or grammar. All right. So what can we conclude here? As I said just now, yes, you must write different types of sentence structures. And later, I will share with you, okay, uh, the examples, the explanation of simple, compound, and complex sentences. Now, these are the sentences which you have to construct in your essay. Now, the next, okay, criterion would be vocabulary. Okay, should be the third one. Now, what does lembaga peperiksaan say? Okay, in relation to your vocab. I'm sure you could see the word wide. Band A, band B, band C, the word wide is there. Okay. And in order to get a mark from band A, your vocab must be wide and apt. And I've given the meaning. Apt means the word is used accurately. Okay. So the slide here clearly conveys it is very important for you to have wide vocabulary. And this third criterion, okay, boys and girls, uh, is also one important part of your language quality. All right. So what can be concluded here? To improve language quality, you must avoid using 100% common words. All right. One example will be happy. Instead, you need to have some. All right. I'm not saying every single word that you write in your essay must be of high flown, okay, or low frequency words or sophisticated words. No. Okay. At least in there are some high flown words. Okay. We are going to look at examples later. So far here, okay, instead of using happy, you should be using words like radiant, jovial. All right. Now, a serious question here. As I said earlier, time is limited. Is it too late? And are there strategies to help you improve your language quality? The answer for the first question, definitely, it is never too late. All right, please believe in that. And the answer for the second question, boys and girls, definitely there are strategies, and I will be sharing with all of you the strategies which, to me, okay, based on my 28 years of uh, experience teaching Form 5 English, okay, the strategies should work even though time is limited. Okay, now we come to the first one. Okay, the third tip is actually the first strategy which I would like to share with all of you tonight. Boys and girls, okay, in order to improve your language quality, and the focus here is actually to reduce errors, okay, to reduce errors in your essay, I would strongly advise you to focus on common verbs. okay, when you write. Now, maybe you know, or perhaps you are not aware, that every sentence that you write actually has a verb, at least one verb. And the longer your sentence is, perhaps there are a few verbs. All right. So the focus here is to reduce errors when you use verbs. Why? Okay, the second bullet, because it is a fact that one of the common errors that students or SPM candidates always make is errors when they use the verbs. All right. So you need to know your common verbs. And because time is limited, definitely, boys, you also know there are different types of verbs. But due to the limitation of time, okay, I think I would recommend that you focus on these two, present tense and past tense verbs. All right. Now, to explain further what I mean by common verbs, all right, we are going to look at one essay. Okay, you can download this essay, okay, later after the session. Okay, as I said, I will be sharing with you the materials, okay, which I present tonight. So, SPM 2018, describe a problem, okay, you once had while you were traveling. Okay, even Madam Zuraiza last night, she also used this essay question. Okay, and then um, that is the first part. A problem you had while traveling. The second part, explain what you did to solve the problem and what you have learned from the experience. That will be the third part or the third requirement of the essay. Okay, now the common verbs. All right, the common verbs are written in capital letters. All right, boys and girls, I know I'm talking about continuous writing, but even for directed writing, okay, similar common verbs, okay, could be applied, could be used. All right, later I will share with you a long list of common verbs which would be applicable for both directed writing as well as continuous writing. All right. Now, paragraph one. Last week, I traveled to Kuala Lumpur from Batam. I went by bus. It was a big and comfortable bus. My seat number was 15A. I sat next to a Malay man. He introduced himself as Pak Samad. He was going to Kuala Lumpur to visit his grandchildren. Pak Samad was very affable and he liked to tell about his family. One of his sons was a professor at University Kebangsaan Malaysia. He talked a lot about his three grandchildren too. He was a live wire. All right, now I know the sentences are a bit simple because actually this material, this essay was prepared for B plus students who should reduce their errors in order to get at least an A minus. And in fact, if more errors are reduced, they do stand a chance to get an A. All right, because perhaps boys and girls, you do not know much, but for your information, B plus students actually definitely they can write. However, many of them actually have serious issues regarding the tenses. That's why my sentences, some are long, some are short, because for B plus students who want to improve their language quality so that they get at least an A minus, or if they're lucky, they get an A. All right. When they write short sentences, all right, that would be able to help them to have more perfect sentences. All right, because remember, in order to get more than 30 marks, okay, you need to have 50% perfect sentences. I hope you remember the minimum mark score which I shared earlier. Anyway, now we are not examining the sentence structures. Now we are examining the common verbs, such as traveled, went, sat, introduced, liked, talk. Now, these are the common verbs which I mean. Now, definitely all of you know, all of you have been using all these common verbs, boys and girls. So, when you have been using these verbs for many years, in fact, perhaps since primary school, please make sure you use these verbs accurately. No more mistakes. All right? Now, we look at the second paragraph. I don't plan to read every single sentence because my focus is on the verbs. So, what verbs do you see here? Stopped, went down, needed, went again, okay, did not wait, walked, loved, bought. All right, these are the common verbs. Again, you know. So please, one more time, when you know all these verbs, when you know what is the present tense of walk, W-A-L-K, and what is the past tense of walked, definitely W-A-L-K-E-D. When you know, please use the verb accurately. No more mistakes. All right? We need to reduce errors. We need to improve your grammar. We need to improve your language quality for your higher mark. All right? Next paragraph. Okay, this paragraph is about the problem that the writer, faced while traveling. Okay, I lost my wallet. Okay, my wallet was missing. But again, we look at the verbs. Returned, was talking, okay, got onto, took out, searched, tried, informed. All right, and remember, is, was, were are also verbs. There are be verbs. All right, so use was, use were correctly. Okay, so once again, which verbs that you do not understand? Please tell yourself which verbs that you have never used. Okay, the verbs here: returned, searched, took, tried, informed. I'm pretty sure you know you have been using all these verbs. All right, so the same message, boys and girls: no more errors when you use all these common verbs. So this is what you can do. Time is limited. You just need to focus on the common verbs because, okay, many of you, even those who get an A minus in your trial examination, okay, an A minus candidate still makes a lot of errors when she or he write. Trust me, okay, I know. Okay, I've been teaching English form 5 for almost 30 years. All right, so if you write a narrative essay question, please make sure you master the past tense verbs. And I know some of you prefer to write a factual essay, an argumentative essay. Later we are going to look at, okay, a factual essay. All right, whatever essay that you choose, boys and girls, you must know there are common verbs. All right, okay. So this is the next paragraph. Okay, I let you read on your own. So while reading, do you see any difficult verbs in the paragraph? So once again, if you do not know what are the common verbs, these are the common verbs. All right? Thank, hug, promised. All right? And the last paragraph, okay? The last paragraph, yeah, is the lesson. It's about the lesson, the third requirement, okay, of the essay question. Never mind, you can watch the video again if you want to read every single sentence of this sample essay, this model essay, please do so. But what is important is that you understand about a strategy, okay? Because time is limited. You do not have much time. Yes, we know, we are aware of that. So you need to focus on, okay, the common verbs. Hopefully, when you focus on the common verbs, you will have more error-free sentences. The more error-free sentences that you have, that would push your mark to a higher band. And that is how, boys and girls, your chance for your A minus or your A, solid A, will be better and better. All right, as I said, okay, to be fair, okay, because I know some of you prefer to write a factual essay. All right, now SPM 2019. So the question is, if you had the chance to be someone else, who would you choose to be? Explain what would be good about being that person. Okay, this is the second part. The first part, who do you want to be? Who would you choose to be? The second part, what would be good about being that person, meaning the positive things about being that person. And the third part, what might be difficult? What could be the challenges? What could be the problems if you become that person? All right. Now, this time I highlighted the common verbs. Okay. I use the common verbs are in red. Okay, when asked about someone that I would choose to be in this universe, I do not need to look at celebrities or any other big names in the society. Personally, if I had the chance, I would love to be my mother. We all have people whom we consider to be highly inspirational and influential to look upon. And in my case, my mother is an excellent example of these characters. She is an extraordinary person in my life because of her enduring strength that I dearly admire. And she is also benevolent as well as supportive. All right, so it's about a mother. All right, but the verbs, what about the verbs? Okay, would choose, would love, okay, is, admire. Once again, I am sure these are the verbs which you have used before. You know the meaning. All right, we look at some of the verbs, okay? We are not going to read everything here. Okay, if you prefer, okay, what is more important here, actually, boys and girls, I must highlight, if you prefer to write a factual essay, you need to improve your present tense. All right? When the subject is singular, you have to use a singular verb. Okay, however, if the subject is plural, you must use a plural verb. Okay, it is different if you write a story or if you write a narrative essay. You only need to focus on mastering past tense verbs, okay, common past tense verbs. That is an advantage for those who prefer to write a narrative essay. All right. Anyway, the choice is always yours. All right. No problem. You just write an essay that you are comfortable with. However, for tonight, our focus is on language quality, boys and girls. So, for a factual essay, for an argumentative essay, okay, you need to master present tense verbs very well. All right. Okay. Anyway, the verbs are still common verbs. Okay. Like uh, believe, help, allow, conclude. Okay. And so on. All right. Okay. This essay is quite long. The next paragraph, okay, don't worry, as I said, you can always watch the video again. Yeah, you can take photos of the paragraph if you wish. All right. And as I said, okay, especially those who have just joined us, you can get this PowerPoint. You can get all the materials which I share tonight by going to my blog. Okay. All right. But not now. Okay. Because it's not there. I will share later. Okay. Until the end of the paragraph. As I said, this essay is 623 words. Okay. Now, this is very important. First of all, boys and girls, number one, examine your own past essays. Surely you wrote a few essays before this, okay, whether in examinations, your tests, or as exercises. Okay, why do you need to examine your past essays? Number two, you need to identify the verbs that you have been using before, that you have always used. Okay, then number three, okay, make your own verb list. Okay, this is the best actually. Only then you will know the verbs which you always use when you write. Okay, because if you always prefer to write a narrative essay, okay, boys and girls, you when you make this verb list, you will come across the verbs which you always use. Okay, and you can pay attention to the verbs which you have used wrongly before this. Okay, remember, we want to reduce errors. And if you remember what I said earlier, many students actually, they always have problems when they use verbs. And you cannot run away from using verbs simply because whatever sentence that you write, boys and girls, there will always be at least a verb. All right? So remember this advice. All right? I know your time is limited. Okay? I will offer my help later. Okay? After the session, you can go to my blog. I have shared. Okay, I will share the list of common verbs. Okay, this one was done last year. Actually, I prepared this list of common verbs, more than 200 verbs, boys and girls, which I have arranged. I know it's small for you to see, but let me explain. The common verbs, okay, are arranged in alphabetical order, okay, meaning from A, okay, until Y, if I'm not. And there are four columns. The first column, present tense verb. The second column, past tense verb. The third one, continuous, okay, verb. And the fourth column for past participle verb. All right, this is bigger. These are examples of common verbs. You could see the verbs start with letters C and D, like Consider continue, cook, count, crawl, criticize, cross, cry, cut, cycle, decide, decrease, and describe. All right. So boys and girls, definitely there are verbs which you have already mastered. Okay. So you narrow down your focus. Focus more on the verbs which you have not mastered. Okay. Later you can get this list from my blog. How? Okay. Definitely there is an address, but you just need to type my name, Zanurin. Okay. The first thing that appears is my blog. Okay. The next examples: hire, hit, imagine, include, increase, okay, and so on. Okay, now moving to the next tip, tip 4. Okay, what else can be done, boys and girls, to improve your language quality? Now I'm going to highlight, okay, the next tip, that is you need to focus on selected high flown words. Okay, remember, selected high flown words, okay, sophisticated words, low frequency words. Why? Once again, I need to remind you, if you remember the writing assessment criteria, okay, Lembaga Peperiksaan says, what are the important criteria? Number one, language accuracy, your grammar. What is number 2? Your sentence structures. And what is number 3? Your wide vocabulary. So this tip is relevant to the third assessment criterion. That is, you must have wide vocabulary when you write. Okay. Okay. Here, I would personally share Q scope. Okay, Q scope, and this innovation, this innovative intervention strategy is developed by me, personally developed by me, and I've been using Q-Scope for a few years already with my SPM candidates, and it helped. All right, let me introduce to you, tell you more about Q-Scope. Okay, now Q-Scope has 6 aspects. Okay, we focus on describing people, places, feelings, activities, events, nature, and food. I will share with you some examples. Don't worry, as I said, Q-Scope is also shared. You can go to my blog after the session if you are interested in this material. All right, now what is more important, you listen and you understand, okay? Because I will explain how you could apply. Okay, of course, I will explain what is Q-Scope more and how you could apply. Now, these are the focus areas which I mentioned earlier. Okay, the objective to increase the number of merits. Okay, wide vocabulary in especially descriptive narrative essays. All right, based on my experience, Q-Scope is also applicable actually if you write a factual or argumentative essays. Okay, certain words are still applicable. However, the words offered in Q-Scope are more applicable for descriptive narrative essays. All right. Now, these are examples of descriptive narrative essay questions. Like SPM 2014, describe an important family celebration and how you felt about it. Here, boys and girls, you have to describe, and at the same time, you can narrate, you can tell a story. Number 4, write a story about a fisherman beginning with "The wind blew strongly." Definitely, this is a narrative essay question. Okay. If you could see, okay, every single year, you know there are 5 continuous writing essay questions given. Okay, but I purposely put three questions in red to show to you that every single year there should be two or three, it depends, two or three questions which should allow you to write descriptive essays or descriptive narrative essays. All right. Same is the same with 2016, 2017, okay, 2019. Okay, you can go through these questions later. Okay, because what is more important right now, you must understand those who prefer to write descriptive essays or narrative essays, okay, you have Q scope, okay, which should be able to improve your language quality, in particular, your vocabulary. All right. Now, I will give some examples. Now, whatever descriptive or narrative essay questions that you choose, boys and girls, okay, there are always people. So do not use words, simple words like attractive, friendly, kind. Okay, this is not good for your essay mark. All right, especially when you aim to get at least an A minus. All right, if your aim is to get an A minus, a solid A, or an A plus, please improve your language quality. Here we are focusing on vocabulary. You need to use more wide vocabulary. These are examples. Okay, appealing, a fable. Okay, now boys and girls, do you think you have no more time? Do you think is it too late for you to memorize these words for your essay, for your better mark? I don't think so. You still have time. Okay, later I will prove to you. Okay, we will have a short exercise, short practice. I hope we have time. Now, these idioms are also offered in Q-scope, okay, to describe people, to describe characters in a positive manner. Okay, I also have words to describe people, okay, negatively. And in Q-scope, there are more actually, not only these four. All right, words like 2.2, voracious, barbaric. Okay, you need to memorize some of these negative descriptions of people for your essay. All right, now feelings. Yeah, another category is feelings. All right, for sure, there are different types of feelings, different kinds of feelings, happiness, sadness. Okay, like 3.3, boys and girls, we were too edgy or jittery. We did not know what to do. Okay, so if let's say in exam, in your essay, you use the word edgy or jittery, you will get a merit. And that merit, okay, in your paragraph will prove to the examiner that your vocab is wide. All right. So you need to have a few merits in every paragraph. All right. Again, I am not saying every single word that you write must be of high flown words. No, I'm not saying that. Okay. You should have perhaps three or four, okay, merits in every single paragraph. Then you'll be good, okay, for your mark. Definitely, when you have three or four or maybe five merits in each paragraph, that would clearly indicate your vocabulary is not simple. All right, nature, okay, like 4.4, okay, grandeur. We took photos at the grandeur waterfalls. All right, you can go through all these words. okay, when you download QScope. Places, okay, because whatever narrative or descriptive essay that you write, boys and girls, there are always places. Please stop using beautiful. If you want to improve your language quality, here the focus is on vocabulary. Stop using beautiful. Okay, so find a better word. All right. And even for places, okay, uh, more than the words which I showed just now. The next category, okay, that I offer in QScope would be sophisticated adjectives to describe activities or events. And I have a few different types, like what you see here, events or activities outside school. And here in the school, okay, to describe charity events, and the last one, the last category in QScope, words to describe foods. Is it too difficult to memorize at least one of the words here? Delectable, scrumptious. Okay, if you have not been using these words, now, now the time is 9:32. Okay, can you, if it is a workshop, if it is a face-to-face workshop, definitely it'll be better. We can always interact. Okay. Anyway, you can tell yourself later. Okay, perhaps I give 3 minutes instead of 5. Try your best to memorize number 1 to number 10. Okay, especially those of you who have never used any of the words number 1 to number 10. Okay, all these words are taken from QScope. Okay, okay. Anyway, let me share with you my experiences carrying out face-to-face workshops before this. Okay, I've done this many times. I have seen many students who have never used number 1 to number 10, but after 5 minutes, boys and girls, they were able to tell the words and the meaning. Okay, after 5 minutes. So, what is my message here? Okay, when you put efforts, there will be outcome. All right, whenever you spend time to try your best to memorize some of the words, okay, you will be able to use these words when you write your essays. Okay, now the conclusion, boys and girls. Number 1, having wide vocabulary. Okay, or some people say high flown words, low frequency words, and sophisticated words. Okay, having wide vocab in your essay is a requirement to elevate, to improve your language quality. All right. And number 2, okay, it is still not too late. Trust me, not too late to memorize focused words. Okay, remember there are categories just now: people, places, feelings, activities, and so on. Words are very focused. So you do have time. Okay, do try your best to memorize focused words for your essays, particularly descriptive or narrative essays. Okay, moving on. Tip number 5. Okay, now this is also an important aspect when we talk about improving language quality. Remember just now, boys and girls, we went through the assessment criteria for writing. Okay, according to Lembaga Peperiksaan Malaysia or Malaysian Examination Syndicate, having varied sentence structures is the second most important assessment criterion. All right, so you have no choice. If you want to get at least an A minus, A or your A plus, you must make sure you know about simple, compound, and complex sentences. All right. Now, I am going to carry out a very quick grammar lesson. Hopefully, you would be able to understand. Okay, what is a simple sentence, what is a compound sentence, and what is a complex sentence. Okay, boys and girls, for sure, there are different ways of explaining about simple, compound, and complex. Okay, I have chosen a simple way. Okay, a simple way which will make you understand faster. Okay, what is a simple sentence? A simple sentence has only one main idea. Okay, for example, the girls are not smart. Okay, would you agree with me, girls? The girls are not smart? Okay, some girls are staring at me right now. Okay, next. What is a compound sentence? Don't worry, we are going to look at many examples later. Simple, compound, and complex. Now you just need to understand, okay, the definition or the concept of these sentences. So, boys and girls, a compound sentence has two main ideas that are linked by and but or so. This one, Madam Zuraiza, if you joined the session last night, she also touched on this compound sentence. So it's easy to know. And, but, or so. The boys are handsome and brilliant. Would you agree with me, boys? Some girls are saying no. Okay, now, what is a complex sentence? Okay, a complex sentence has only one main idea and one or more subordinate idea. Okay, now, subordinate idea, okay, I purposely put in red. Okay, it means supporting idea, additional idea. Okay, and in some grammar books, you may find this about complex sentence. It has one independent clause and at least one dependent clause. Okay, as I said, I make it simpler to you. It has only one main idea, and for you, I would suggest just have one subordinate idea. Okay, now we look at number one. Number one, the girls who are mostly romantic eat a lot. Is it true, girls? Boys would say yes. Okay, so what is the main idea here? The girls eat a lot. Okay, and what is the subordinate idea? The additional idea. Which girls eat a lot? Okay, the one in red, who are mostly romantic. Oh, numbering is wrong. Number two, the boy. The book that was lost was expensive. Now, the main idea, the book was expensive. And boys and girls, to make it easy for you to understand, you must always remember the main idea is always a complete sentence. I repeat, the main idea is always a complete sentence. For example, the book was expensive. The girls eat a lot. And subordinate idea is not a complete sentence. For example, number one, who are mostly romantic. Is it a complete sentence? No. Number two, that was lost. It is not a complete sentence. Okay. The next example, the beggar who was talking to me was my neighbor. So the subordinate idea here, who was talking to me, and the main idea, the beggar was my neighbor. So boys and girls, this is what we call a complex sentence. Okay, this one I should show you earlier. This slide should come after compound actually. Okay, now anyway, there's no harm for us to see. Okay, remember and, but, also. Okay, I wish to date both Camellia and Rania. Should I go to Chanai Cafe or Vava Voom Cafe for the date? So, or, this is a compound sentence. Remember, a compound sentence has two ideas, and the two ideas are joined by and, but, or so. I told Rania about the date, but she rejected my invitation. I had my second choice. Wow, a second choice. So I called Camellia. Pity Camellia. Camellia agreed to date, but she chose Paris. We could not travel overseas, so the date was postponed. So unlucky. So obviously, boys and girls, these are more examples of compound sentences. Now, okay, sorry for the wrong order of the slide. Now I'm going to show you more examples of complex sentences, and this time I put in red certain words which should be clues for for complex sentences. Okay, if compound sentences just now you have and, but, or so. Now for complex sentences, look at number one. When we were delirious with joy, we were happy when we won the game. So I show you these examples, okay, to convince you actually it is not difficult for you to make complex sentences. All right, boys and girls, you can read, okay, all this 1 to number 6. Okay, you need to understand the concept first. Remember, when you have when, like number 2, before, number 3, after, number 4, you have because, or for, as, 5, you have even though, although, and number 6, until. Okay, these are examples of complex sentences. All right. Okay, like number 2, we visited the museum before 5 p.m. So what's the main idea? Remember, I told you the main idea is always a complete sentence. We visited the museum. And I have also told you the subordinate idea, the supporting idea is not a complete sentence. Okay? Before 5 p.m. So before 5 p.m. is not a complete sentence. All right, more examples. I left while I could. So number 8, you have whenever. Number 9, you have if. And number 10, this one also Madam Zuraiza, okay, she included this in her session, in her examples of sentences. Walking through the park, okay, he saw a rabbit. So the main idea here, he saw a rabbit. Subordinate idea, additional idea, walking through the park, which is not a complete sentence. Okay, so we have verbs like claim, said, known. Okay, we love ABC chicken rice, claimed to be the best in town. Okay, so the main idea, we love ABC chicken rice. Okay, now Time is running fast. That's why I decide not to read everything. So now, boys and girls, as I said, okay, uh, I share with you more examples of simple, compound, and complex sentences. Okay, I have colored, okay, the label. Okay, the sentences which are not labeled, they are actually simple sentences. The ones in green are compound, the ones in red are complex. Later you will see. So the sample essay is based on SPM 2016. There are many things to do after SPM examination. Write about your plans for the next 3 months and the challenges you might face. Okay, we look at paragraph 1. And this was written a few years ago, all right? I think 2017. I wrote this in 2017. Next month is my SPM examination. Simple sentence. I am worried. I'm not ready for my examination. Remember, I told you the sentences which I don't label, they are simple sentences. Okay, I want to study, but I am lazy. Remember, but? So, this is a compound sentence. I sleep in class and I do sleep a lot. Another compound. Okay, here you have some complex sentences in the second paragraph. So remember, the question is about your plans after SPM. Okay, we read some. I have some plans after my SPM examination. The first one, I want to work part-time. I want to work at my father's cafe. My father has a small cafe in town, which is a popularly known as Kababoom Cafe. So that is a complex sentence. Many people like to go to his cafe. Simple. They love the chicken rice, claim to be the best in town. Complex. I want to be a cashier because I want to take care of the money. Complex. And the last sentence. Okay. Okay. The last sentence is I do not want to wash the plates. Okay. Forgive me. That is simple. I think I wrongly labeled. Okay. Next paragraph. Another plan. Remember, this is about what to do after SPM examination. Maybe I also want to take my driving license. Okay, the second plan. Just now, the first plan is to work part-time. I like my father's car, which is a brand new BMW. Yes, that is complex. And we focus on the complex. My father is worried when I drive his car. Remember when? Okay. So, boys and girls, what am I highlighting here? It is not difficult for you to write simple, compound, and complex sentences. Number one. Number two, okay, in improving your language quality, okay, the first part we talk about your grammar. The second part we talk about your vocabulary. And now, what are we talking about? Yes, we are talking about having different types of sentence structures. All right? Okay, so it is important. So the third, okay, aspect here, having varied or different types of sentence structures is another aspect which you can focus on, okay, within the limited time that you have now. Okay, you should also try to make sure you are able to construct complex and compound sentences correctly. Okay, and this one you can read on your own. Another plan after SPM, that is to go to Langkawi Island with my friends. All right, so here in this paragraph, obviously, you need to have a mixture of simple, compound, and excuse me, complex sentences. All right. Okay. So this is the end of that paragraph. Okay. You can download the essay later. Okay. Now, this is important. Number one, writing varied sentence structures, boys and girls, is something achievable. No doubt your time is limited. No doubt your exam is just around the corner. However, okay, it is still possible for you to polish your sentence structures. Okay. Number two, I don't think so that you would take 7 days to understand and to master these sentences. Okay, for sure you have more than 7 days. So don't worry. Okay, you need to practice because practice makes perfect. And I always remind my students, okay, my present students, my past students, that actually English is not like history or physics where you have to revise, you have to read, you have to understand many Form 4 and Form 5 chapters. Am I right? So for English, you don't have many chapters like history or physics. So what do you have to do? Does it mean you have nothing? No. Okay, and the focus of this session tonight is about language quality. So I have been saying, number one, you have to do something to reduce errors. Focus on the verbs. Number two, widen your vocab. Number three, vary your sentence structures. Okay, the time is 9:53. Okay, I have ended the main slides, presenting the main slides. So now, Mr. Shafiq, do we have questions?
Okay, I'm checking. So far, we don't have any questions yet. Okay,
Wow,
sir.
what does it mean?
Yeah. Oh, there is a question right now. Okay, I'll show it to you.
Okay.
Okay, this is from Huzaif Taufik. If we memorize few paragraphs, such
Okay.
as about myself, to make our essay longer and later only we go into the title or topic, will we be penalized or consider mere memorization or
Okay.
irrelevant? Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Huzaif Taufik.
Huzaif.
First of all, personally, I do not encourage memorized scripts. Okay. In fact, I've never, I would say, encouraged my students to memorize scripts. All right.
Mhm.
Actually, your question just now has a few parts. If I'm not mistaken, the second part, okay, you write about myself first, and then
Yes,
only
yes.
later you go into the topic. Yes, this will
Mhm.
affect the content of your essay, Huzaif. Okay, you need to touch on the focus or the topic of the question. Okay, perhaps in the second paragraph, that would be better if you aim to get a high mark, a good mark. All right. Okay. Because you must know there are 7 assessment criteria. Okay, as I said, number one, grammar, number two, sentence structures, number three, vocab, number four, punctuation, number five, spelling, number six, organization of ideas, And number
Mhm.
7 is the content or the topic that you include in your essay. So let's say after you have written 3 paragraphs, 4 paragraphs, and you have not touched on the focus of your essay, definitely that would affect your mark. Huzaif? Okay, any other question?
Okay, I'm looking at the comment right now. There is no question, but we have comments. Okay, we have comments from a Facebook user, Nur Hayati Abdullah. Okay,
Okay.
she's just
Yeah,
mentioning that everything
understood
is clear.
clearly. Okay, yeah, perhaps
Okay, then we have.
I mean I should not claim, but could
Mhm.
be when the explanation is clear, then yeah, they have no question to ask. Perhaps, all right.
Okay, we have. Okay, this is from Aino Shazani. Should we do draft before writing CW? Okay,
Yes,
this is.
definitely. I know. To all students, before you start writing, for sure you must plan. Okay, but please do not spend more than 5 minutes to make your plan. All right, because time is so precious. You know that for continuous writing, you have only 60 minutes. For sure, please plan. Think carefully, okay? Quickly before you start writing your essay.
Okay, Mr. Zanurin, we have another question, but this one is not on writing. Okay, but we haven't touched this part yet. Okay,
Mhm.
even in all of the series. Okay, this is the question from How Chin Chin. Any tips for paper one, section A?
Section A. Okay, actually,
Yeah,
how Chien, um, section A. Okay, text and graphics.
yeah,
You need to know number one, you must have good vocab because when texts or short passages are given to you, okay, your understanding of the questions. Okay, for section A, you will be reading a few things. Number one, the short text. Number two, you will be reading
yeah.
the question. The third one, you will be reading the options given. Options
Yes.
meaning A, B, C, D. All right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
all are based on your storage of vocabulary. If your vocab is not sufficient, you may not understand certain words, okay, either
Mm-hmm.
in the text, in the question, or in the options. Okay, that's number
Yes.
one. Number two, to answer section A, actually, there are certain techniques, okay, how to
Mhm.
answer.
Uh,
Because I see the next question on the
yeah,
essay.
yeah. There's another
I think I'm going to
questions.
stop commenting on paper one.
Okay. Okay, because just now we
Sorry,
have no
paper two just
questions.
now.
I just picked that one. Okay.
Okay,
Okay, this
okay.
one is from Shu Zilho. Are they high flown words suitable for factual and argumentative essays?
There are definitely, okay, there are definitely high flown words. All right, okay. For factual or argumentative essays, okay, normally you will be asked to take a stand, whether you agree, you partially agree, or you totally disagree. All
Mm-hmm.
right, so to express your views, okay, you partially agree, or as I said just now, you disagree. There are certain words, certain phrases, all right, which you can use. For example, I staunchly oppose or I staunchly agree. So you
Mm-hmm.
will get a merit when you use the word staunchly. That is one example of a high flown word. Okay, another example, perhaps, okay, normally argumentative essays or factual essays, sometimes they talk about issues which are serious. So don't use the word serious, you use the word grave. So when you use the word grave in your sentence, okay, which means serious, you may get a merit for that. Okay, anyway,
Okay.
as I said, there are high flown words, bombastic words, but you need to prepare more. Okay. All right.
Okay, this one I think it is quite straightforward. Okay, what happens if we write less than 350 words? Famous question.
Okay. Now that would bring me to the assessment criteria, okay, which is
Yeah.
given by Lembaga Peperiksaan. Okay, that would affect your content and in Band E, all right? Band E, the last sentence, it is stated partial treatment of subject matter. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that can come under that can come for an essay which is less than 350 words.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we have another question from, I think it's teacher Linda. What's about idiom
Mhm.
proverbs? Any list to practice or memorize?
There are,
Mm-hmm.
there are idioms, there are proverbs, but I
It,
think, okay, um, because of the time constraint, because of the limitation of time, I think the students should focus more on words because idioms are longer. It takes more
yes,
time for
definitely.
them to master idioms. Okay,
Yes.
but let's say if you want to try with the candidates for SPN 2021, okay,
Mm-hmm.
or what we call the lower form 5 now, perhaps that is possible because you have all the time, not
Yeah.
the candidates who will be sitting for the SPM very soon. Okay, I won't
Mm.
advise.
Okay, another question come from Grace. Okay, Grace asking, which band does a student fall if she or he writes a memorized text?
Okay, this one, Grace is my former student in
Oh,
SMK Convent St. Cecilia Sandakan. Hi, Grace. And she is now an English teacher, actually, teaching in Labuan. Okay,
okay.
so I cannot answer exactly because I
Mm-hmm.
have to read the question, the essay,
Okay.
okay, to give an exact answer. Um, Anyway, Lembaga Peperiksaan is not in favor of a memorized text. Okay, because as teachers, we know the text is a memorized text because we can always compare the language quality in
Mm-hmm.
directed writing
Yeah.
and in continuous writing. If
Okay.
let's say in DW, the language is kind of bad, okay,
Mm-hmm.
but suddenly in CW, uh, the language is different, is much better, okay,
Mm-hmm.
with all the high flown words. Definitely the experienced examiner would know, and that's why I would not recommend in terms of the mark. Okay, I know Grace asked for a band or for a mark.
Yeah.
I think to give a definite answer, I need to read, see first. How much is a memorized text actually?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. So right now we have no more questions. Are we giving time to them to ask more questions, sir? No?
Now 10:04.
Yeah.
If there's no more,
You want to
uh,
sum up everything?
yeah. I have a few, one or two slides, I think, to
Okay.
close
Okay,
the
I leave it to you, sir.
session. All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right. Okay, for closure. Okay, boys and girls. Okay, number one. Okay, if you target to get at least an A minus, A and A plus, definitely you must enhance your language quality. All right, you have no choice. Okay, and when we talk about language quality, I hope you still remember within this limited period of time, I would strongly recommend three things. Number one, you need to reduce your errors. And how to reduce your errors? Please focus on the common verbs. All right. Number two, how to improve, how to enhance your language quality. I would strongly recommend you memorize certain focused words, okay, which would allow you to get more merits. And the third one, please improve your mastery of simple, compound, and complex sentences. Okay, the examiner needs to see your ability to write, to construct varied sentence structures. I believe, boys and girls, the three things which I mentioned just now are achievable within this limited period of time. Okay, then the third one, for sure, no doubt, there are always ways. There are always strategies to enhance your language quality. If you do not favor what I've shared tonight, okay, no problem at all. You just need to find ways to reduce errors. You just need to find other ways, other strategies to widen your vocab. Okay, and if there is a better way for you to vary your sentence structures, please go ahead. No problem at all. All right, as long as you try your best to improve, to enhance your language quality. And the last one, boys and girls, okay, if you really want to get the best result, okay, if you really want to achieve your A minus, A or A plus, please, you need to make plans. All right, even though time is limited, even though you have only a few more weeks, you still need to make plans. What do I mean? You must plan when to improve your grammar. You must plan when to master your common verbs. You must have planned to read, to widen your vocab, to vary your sentence structures. All right? Because if you fail to plan, okay, you are actually planning to fail. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm not talking about you will fail the English paper. You may fail to get your A minus. Okay, especially those who have been getting a C plus or a B or a B plus. Please continue giving your best to improve your language quality. Okay, yeah, this is the address for my blog. But as I said, if you want the materials which I present, which I share tonight, okay, go to my blog after this. Okay, another option is just to type my name, Zanurin. You will get my blog. Okay, so boys and girls, before I sign off, I wish all of you the best. Okay, may A plus be yours. May success be yours. With that note, thank you so much, and please accept my sincere apology for any hiccups, any weaknesses on my part. So, with that note, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much.
Waalaikumsalam. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And once again, on behalf of Delta, I would like to thank everybody who involved in this all four series, especially to all of the team members and of course the viewers out there. Okay, I would like to do a special thanks also to the teachers who spent the last 4 nights having a screen time with your own students, and to the SPM candidates, even though the year 2020 has been like a real torture for you. I wish everyone will end their school year in high, inshallah. Keep on learning, keep on trying, keep on pushing, and good luck with that. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye bye. Take care.
Okay, take care. Stay safe. Okay.
Yeah.